Have you ever watched a sleeping giant, its breath slow and steady, and wondered when it might finally wake up and shake the world around it? That sense of anticipation is familiar to anyone following Shiba Inu, the meme coin that once took the crypto world by storm, and then seemed to drift into a deep slumber. For millions of investors, that giant is Shiba Inu, affectionately known as SHIB, a token that captured imaginations and headlines alike. After months of relative quiet, speculation is building once again. Is SHIB gearing up for another explosive run, or is this just wishful thinking fueled by nostalgia and hope? The crypto market is famous for its wild swings, and Shiba Inu has experienced both meteoric rises and long, uneventful periods of calm that test even the most loyal holders. Many holders are enduring a drawn-out consolidation phase where the price barely moves, testing patience, conviction, and sometimes even belief in the project's future. Think of SHIB as a race car at the starting line. The engine's running, the team's ready, and the crowd is holding its breath, but the green light hasn't flashed yet. This waiting period is crucial. It's when strategies are set, positions are taken, and the groundwork is laid for what could be the next big move. Smart investors know that preparation is everything. That's why it's vital to look beyond just the price, at developer activity, community mobilization, and the movements of whales, all of which can signal what's brewing beneath the surface. As we break down the latest signals and trends, we'll piece together the clues to what could be next for SHIB, and whether this hibernation is truly coming to an end. Welcome to Shiba Insights, where we decode the data, the sentiment, and the stories behind the world's most watched meme coin. Let's dive in and see if the giant is finally stirring. To predict SHIB's future, we need to remember its past, how it captured the imagination of millions and became a symbol of hope for small investors, especially its legendary battle to kill zeros, a phrase that became a rallying cry for the community as each decimal point fell away. Early investors celebrated every time SHIB's price dropped a decimal, turning tiny bets into fortunes and inspiring countless stories of overnight success. But after its last big peak, SHIB has been stuck, unable to break through to the next level, leaving many to wonder if the magic is gone. It's like climbing a mountain and getting stranded on a plateau, close to the summit, but not quite there, with the final ascent still out of reach. This sideways movement is a test of endurance, not uncommon for volatile assets like meme coins, where patience is often the hardest part of the journey. Buyers and sellers are locked in a standoff, waiting for a force to tip the balance, each side hoping for a spark that could reignite momentum. In the meantime, the SHIB army's focus has shifted from hype to fundamentals, building, innovating, and strengthening the ecosystem for the long term. Chibarium, the metaverse, and real utility are now at the center of the project's ambitions, aiming to give SHIB lasting value beyond speculation. The community is maturing, preparing for the long haul rather than chasing quick gains, and focusing on sustainable growth and innovation. This evolution signals that SHIB is aiming to be more than just a speculative token. It wants to stand alongside the giants of the crypto world. The next breakthrough will depend on both market momentum and the project's real-world progress, as SHIB strives to prove it can deliver on its bold promises. In crypto, communication is everything, and Shiba Inu's lead developer Shytoshi Kusama knows it. Recently, Kusama called on influencers and creators to help shape SHIB's narrative and spread the word. This isn't just marketing, it's about empowering the community to tell SHIB's story authentically. By tapping real voices, the project aims to cut through misinformation and highlight its evolving ecosystem. The goal: move the conversation beyond price, focusing on utility and vision. If successful, this influencer push could spark new interest and help break SHIB out of its current stagnation. It's a bold move that could redefine how crypto projects connect with the world. In crypto, whales, those holding massive amounts of tokens, can move markets with a single transaction. Lately, on-chain data shows a surge in large SHIB transfers, signaling big players are making moves. Are they accumulating for a rally, or preparing to sell? The answer isn't always clear. Analysts watch whether tokens move to exchanges, potentially bearish, or to private wallets, potentially bullish. This spike in whale activity suggests something is brewing beneath the surface. For everyday investors, it's a reminder. The market is often shaped by forces much larger than themselves. While we can't know whales' exact intentions, their moves offer valuable clues. Tracking these trends adds another layer to understanding SHIB's next potential move. Stay alert. Whale activity often precedes major shifts. One of SHIB's hottest topics is token burning, a process that's captured the imagination of the crypto community and sparked countless debates about its impact. Burning means permanently removing tokens from circulation to increase scarcity, making each remaining token potentially more valuable over time. The Shiba Inu team has built burns into its ecosystem, especially through Chibarium, their innovative blockchain solution. Here, a portion of transaction fees is converted to SHIB and burned. Each individual burn is small, but over millions of transactions these tiny burns add up, slowly chipping away at the total supply. This process gradually reduces the massive supply, making SHIB more scarce with every transaction. Still, with SHIB's enormous starting supply, the effect is slow and steady rather than dramatic. Burns alone won't send the price soaring overnight, and investors should temper their expectations. Think of it as a long-term strategy, one that requires patience and a belief in the project's future. Over time, gradual scarcity could boost value if demand rises and the ecosystem continues to grow. Token burns are just one piece of the puzzle, not a magic fix for price or adoption. For SHIB, real growth will come from a mix of utility, adoption, and community action. Burning helps, but it's only part of the bigger story, one that's still being written by the community and developers every day. The Dabur 1 cent dream, SHIB reaching 1 cent, is the rallying cry of the SHIB army. It's a symbol of hope, unity, and the belief that a community-driven project can change lives. But analysts warn, with SHIB's huge supply, hitting 1 cent would require a market cap bigger than Bitcoin's. Realistically, massive burns and unprecedented demand would be needed, making it a long shot, at least for now. Still, there's plenty of room for growth between today's price and that dream target. Bullish analysts focus on SHIB's utility, like Chibarium and the metaverse, as the real drivers of value. The dream fuels passion, but fundamentals must pave the way. For investors, balancing hope with reality is key. Beyond charts and data, SHIB's greatest strength is its community, the SHIB army. They're not just investors, they're marketers, advocates, and the driving force behind SHIB's global presence. The SHIB Army's ability to mobilize has secured exchange listings and fueled grassroots campaigns. This collective power gives SHIB resilience that tech alone can't match. The future remains uncertain. Whale moves, influencer pushes, and price stagnation all play a role. But one thing is clear: the story of Shiba Inu is still being written, and the community will shape its next chapter. Stay tuned to Shiba Insights for the latest analysis and updates on this ever-evolving project. The sleeping giant may yet awaken. Will you be ready?